Good afternoon, this is Dave Percival for WEBBY'S Sports Roundup in Tenerife on a lovely Warwickshire afternoon after some early heavy rain. The sun's now out. So just giving you a bit of an insight to what I'm going to be up to. Tonight I'm going to be going away from the Championship and I'm going to be going to watch Step 7 football, Nuneaton Town versus Heather St John's at the Bedworth Oval. Nuneaton have reformed this season after going out of business. It's a club with a long, illustrious history. Started as St Nicholas FC and then became Nuneaton Borough, and it kept that name up until 1991, where the club ran into financial difficulties and the club was renamed Nuneaton Borough AFC 1991. It remained that way to about 2008, when the club was liquidated and they changed their name to Nuneaton Town FC, but suffered a 2-league deduction, so they had to more or less start again. And it remained that way to 2018, where the name Nuneaton Borough resurfaced after a fans campaign, and Nuneaton Borough took its place yet again. Over the next few years, it was up and down, few financial issues, etc, etc. COVID came along, no gate receipts, so again the club suffered. And then last year, not out the blue I must say, the club had to resign from the Southern League Central Division and became no longer. So that happened just before Christmas, so they're midway through a season, so all the results were withdrawn and the club was no more. This came about after they were evicted from their ground, Liberty Way Stadium, by the landlord, and despite trying to carry on using other teams' grounds, the decision was taken to disband the club, and the club went bust. So that went on all season, no football in Nuneaton. And then during a period running up to the summer months this month, a group of fans got together and they've reformed the club, and the club is now named Nuneaton Town again. So they've got no ground to play at as such, not in their own town, but they're using their local team, Bedworth United. They're using their stadium to play their games in the Midland League Division 1. They've got off to a good start. 3 wins should I say, 3 wins and a draw, and tonight they play Heather St John's, who have got the same number of points, so it's first against second. As I said, it's a long way back for this football club. They've got a hardcore fan base, 300-400, whereas before at Manor Park, when they was at Manor Park, their original home, they were getting massive gates. They were getting 2,000-3,000. Bearing in mind, this football club was the founder members of the Alliance Premier League, which is now the National League Premier Division, and in the early 80s they were runners-up twice and very, very close to getting to the Football League. This is when the Football League had a voting system to elect their members, so whether they would have got in is another story, because it was a bit of a closed shop. But even 2 years ago they were pushing for promotion from the Southern League back to Conference North, back to the National League North, where they lost in a playoff final to Rushall Olympic on the cruelest of ways, on a penalty kick. And then less than 6 months later, the club is no more. So the new club, Nuneaton Town, are having to start again in Step 7, which is a long way down the pyramid. But they've made a steady start to the new season. So tonight, I'm going to go with my son and Linda to run the rule over this new reformed football club, Nuneaton Town FC. So what I'm going to do when I get there, I'm going to get hold of a few fans. As I said, there's a lot of fans that are still following this new club, this Phoenix club, that have been following Nuneaton for many, many years. And if you look back at the Nuneaton history over the years, they've had some great days. Great days. Runners up in the National League twice. FA Cup scalps, Stoke City, Swansea City twice. Took Middlesbrough to a replay in 2006-07 and lost 5-2 at the Riverside. And then obviously 2 years ago, they was in the playoff final, but sadly lost on penalties. So this season is the start of the long road back. Hopefully one day Nuneaton will be playing football back in their own town, back in front of their own supporters, and back in a decent standard football, because they're red hot favourites this season to win this league and the league above it. And then obviously you take it from there, but we'll see what happens. So tonight I'm going to go and run the rule over them, see what they're all about, get a few fans' reflections on what they expect for this season and the road going forward, which is going to have bumps in the road. They had a draw the other night, 2-2. They come back from 2-0 down Saturday to win 3-2. So there's going to be loads and loads of bumps in the road. But we're going to have a look tonight and we're going to see what they're all about. So this is Dave Percival for Webby Sports Roundup in Tenerife, and we'll speak to you later. So if you like